This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production.
What's going on, y'all? This is the Signal 27 show. We are in the community. this week. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Please do us a favor. If you are in the chat on whatever platform that we on, that consists of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, it doesn't hurt at all or take any of your time for you to hit that share button and let people know what we got going on over here in the city of Jacksonville. Before we get started, I just want to let everybody know that today is AIDS Awareness Day. So for anybody that you know who might have passed away due to AIDS or might be going through the struggles of having HIV and AIDS, I send my condolences to you and your family, as well as giving you words of wisdom due to the knowledge that I received from one of my friends, Sharonda. There is ways for you to live with this particular type of illness and be undetectable. So I pray your strength, continue to stay working hard, and make sure you continue to take your medication and stay healthy, because if Magic Johnson can do it, so can you. All right, y'all. So before we get started, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, it's not hard for you to like, comment, and share in the chat. If you have any questions about what's going on in the community, this week we have a special guest that's in the studio with us today. It's going to be none other than Miss Jessica Mote. Oh, that's right. Of Poker Face Comedy that she's brought here to Jacksonville, as well as we have our resident comedian that's always on the panel, none other than Raoub, a.k.a. David Emmanuel, a.k.a. 50-year-old rapper, a.k.a. What other ones you got, David?
Yeah, Reverend Pineal Gland.
Reverend Pineal Gland, yeah. All of those things that's going on, yo. So before we get started, I want to ask Jessica to just give us a little bit about your background. Like, what is it? What's your credentials? Can you give us some insight about who you are and what you do?
Of course. Again, as he said before, my name is Jessica Mote, Director J Mote on Instagram. I am a director, producer, content creator. I have worn many hats, down to doing a little hair. But as far as my past, I have been in the industry working, managing studios, production studios, one in particular, Coco Studios, out of Atlanta when I first started up. But I've worked for Paramount, VH1, Netflix, doing producing, production coordinating, not necessarily content creating, but doing like COVID compliance. It's just wearing multiple different hats when it comes to doing film production out of Atlanta. I have. So now that I'm back in Jacksonville, I want to bring a lot of my knowledge of what I've learned over the past few years here. So that's how I ended up back home.
Okay, yeah. So you're originally from here.
Yes,
right.
I'm originally from here, born and raised, born on the north side, raised on the north side, Grand Park, Dunn Avenue area, stand up, Duval.
Yo, so as a comedian here, and I know David can also attest, the community for comedy has been pretty fractured. You know what I mean? It's kind of you want to work with other comics, but comics don't want to work with you because they feel like they might have status. Others just don't put you on any shows or whatnot. And you try to support everybody equally, but there can be little factions amongst comics. Like, what is your goal to try to unite the comedy circuit here in the city of Jacksonville? At least change the comedy, what is the word? The culture, comedy culture here in the city of Jacksonville.
Well, I was blessed to work for Wildin' Out for a number of seasons. And I started from the bottom, of course, worked my way up to working with the art department, working with talent, and then associate producer status. So in being in that environment, I saw how things were put together and stuff like that. And I just loved the collaborative effort of all the comedians working with each other, helping each other out, just making a valid effort to be as great as they can be, but also making sure that their brother, sister is also just as great, because that's the only way you're going to build a show. Right. And when I came back to Jacksonville, I was pulled into doing a night at Live Bar. It started out with someone wanted to shoot a internet special. And in doing so, we were, again, blessed to get Wednesday nights at Live Bar for something consistent. And we had no idea what we were going to do, but we knew that there were a lot of comedians here that or just people in Jacksonville in general that are hilarious and thought about doing comedy, but they don't have somewhere to go to really practice that craft freely. Also in front of a Black audience, because I heard that there weren't that many in Jacksonville that were consistent, which is something that I didn't know, being that I hadn't been here for a while. And another thing is just working with people or working with somebody who has your best interest at heart is automatically a different experience than working with somebody that's trying to take advantage of you. And I wanted to create that environment. Since we started, we have probably over 27 comedians. We've only been going hard for like a month and some change, but we have around 27 comedians that literally have remained faithful in coming, whether it's compensated or not, because they see the vision behind them helping each other, being dedicated to something. And when, that dedication goes hard, you see the end goal, it's like, you're going to look back and say, hey, like, we worked hard for this together. Another thing is I heard that, in some capacity, that it's a lot of places here that, like, try to control what you do. I'm not that individual. I don't believe in that. I believe that the bigger each person gets, if we are working together, then we all eating. When you get a comedy special, guess what? You can bring your people that you've worked and grown with, and y'all do that special together and y'all eat together. But you have to be able to have a place to establish that. Jacksonville does not. It's hard.
I agree with that. My motto is, if one of us make it, we all make it. That's the way I see it. Yeah. And I've always said that, especially when it came to like the podcast and whatever I was doing. I was like, listen, if one of us make it big, I'm bringing those who are faithful to continue to come along. You know what I mean? And as far as the individuals who kind of control what you do, that particular aspect has kind of left. It kind of lifted. When that occurred, I felt like the comedy was kind of like, okay, now we can kind of start working within the city amongst certain places, because this particular individual would say, oh, you can't work nowhere else because that's competition. You don't mind you being on shows, but you can't get paid for it. And I was like, well, are you serious? Like, how are we supposed to develop? You're not putting us on shows and getting us on the circuit at the Zone. So how are we supposed to make money? We got to leave the city to be able to make money. Why can't it be like New York, where I go to one place here and the comedy thing stays open till 2 and beyond, and I can hit like 2 or 3 stages in the city and possibly make a little money here and there depending on how good I am. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he kind of stifled a lot of the comics that way, and it seems like it's still like that, being ran that way with the place being held by other comics. So you only can do what you can. But I'm definitely appreciative when I heard that was going on, because there was a battle between comedy clubs here in the city, and some things fell through with one of the comics who was actually a black owner. And it was kind of messed up how the other guy who was running the Comedy Zone did him. So I've always like, well, listen, whatever you got going on, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and help you out. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know when you need me, and I'll attack the stage. So
yeah, and for years I danced around that rule, and Leroy will tell you I was setting up shows in Lake City that we would go to sometimes weekly. Or once a month, and then I had a spot in Kingsland, Georgia, that we would, do. So I was abiding by those rules, and some comedians that were there weren't, the ones that's like, well, I'm gonna do, and I kind of feel like I should have did that. And I think after about 8-9 years, I left for like a year, and then that's when the other club got shut down. Everything got pulled from under their feet, because apparently dude had some power. And so when I went to go back, I wasn't promoted back to club comedian. I was just like regular comedian. But just to give credit to what Leroy was saying.
That's another thing I noticed also is that here they treat our Jacksonville comedians or comedians here out of Jacksonville like they are not as good as other comedians. That's another thing that I wanted to focus on heavy with starting Poker Face, is literally lifting up Duval comedians, people out of Jacksonville, Florida. We can get a big name to come here and do a set and people pay their money and cool, but that's getting old. It really is.
I agree.
And so if we create a platform here for comedians in the city, not only to be able to consistently perform on, but also have a family of comedians that you can work out your material with which we've done numerous times with workshops, video chats. Like, that family atmosphere motivates the individual that really wants this to keep going. When you normally out here on your own, individual, out here trying to figure this out, figure that out, hustle this club, hustle at this club, and it's just you. After a while, you get burnt out when you don't have the people around you motivating you. Because I know y'all motivate me. You motivate me a whole lot to keep going. Cool. Even when y'all see me getting to a point where I'm like, man, we got to figure this out. Yeah, you can do it. We believe in you. And that's a lot of what, gives me the motivation to keep going. So I'm like, having that atmosphere and that, having that for comedians here, that is what's the most important thing to me, is how can we build this up as a unit so that we all can eat, and it not be everybody else's hands or everybody else telling us how we can move. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a comedian, but I love the film aspect of it, and I love the comedy aspect of it, and setting up the show. And it's like watching y'all grow each week, and just the people that are not, first timers. Like, we have a lot of people that just started doing comedy, and watching them grow each week, they're watching y'all. Like, they see how y'all have grind out, like, and done things that they don't know about, but they're getting the experience coming into this a different way than you did. Mm-hmm. So it's automatically a benefit, but it's also a benefit because they get to be around y'all to hear these stories that y'all tell.
Are you a Virgo?
No, I am a Cancer, but everybody always everybody always give me like Virgo, Leo, Gemini. I get everything other than Cancer. They
put stuff together. They run a corporation. The corporations are mirrored off of Virgos.
Oh, is it really? I've never heard of that, but it's yeah. No, I'm not trying to say like not to be joking. I never heard of that, but I'm grateful because I had this whole entire podcasting thing came from the idea of another comic. And I was like, if I saw him do it, then I feel like that I can do it now. David was running places in Kingsland, Georgia. I left the Comedy Zone and was doing something called the Uptown Experience for a short period of time. But just doing that, trying to get comics on board to see your vision is like one of the hardest things that I think I try to accomplish, right? Even when starting this particular podcast, I had a comic tell me that you shouldn't start it because you ain't got no followers, ain't nobody gonna watch you. I was like, yo, but how are they gonna start watching me if I don't have nothing for them to look at? You know what I mean? Right. Because I realize now you just can't listen to what everybody tell you. You got to go ahead and do your own thing. You know what I mean? I guess that's the Leo in me, ain't that right?
Man.
Yep.
Leo,
your own thing.
Yeah, Leo got some good traits about him.
Yeah, we try.
A lot. Do what you can.
Yeah, we try. So how did you and Riva meet up? How did you end up meeting Riva?
So I ended up meeting Riva at another event that goes on here on Mondays. It's called Smoking Word. And she was one of the comedians there. I met her and Tez there. And that was me. Like, I had just got back to Jacksonville, and I'm like, even though I might be big where I came from, coming home, I'm little. So I'm like, I need to go out and, put a big camera together and walk around, be real cute, and walk around with a camera on my shoulder so that everybody's like, who is that girl with that big behind camera? And so ended up meeting them, and they told me to, come up here and film. We got some great people, this, that, and the other. And I ran across Riva and Tez there, and I told them there, I was like, I don't know how I am going to put something together with y'all, but I am going to do something, and I need y'all with me. And it was like, yeah, sis, this, and I'm pretty sure they done heard that a whole bunch of times. But certain things just lined up where I ended up with that platform, and I reached out to her to perform. At first, she was only like a featured comedian when we did our first 2 shows, and easily that led to her being the host because it was just she was dedicated to it. At the time, we didn't have that many people. It was like in the beginning phases of it. We were growing it, but she was just dedicated to it despite what was happening. Because at first, we were like getting in over our head, like, oh, yeah, we going to pay this person this, that, and the other. And we like, hold on, our overhead is kind of high, y'all. But we might have to scale back. And no matter what turn we took, what has happened, she has always been there like, all right, sis, it's go. It's all right. It's go. We gonna figure it out. We gonna do it. Even if it's, I don't give me nothing this week. We got to get flyers. We need to promote this for them. She has sacrificed what could have been an easy weekly little payday to be able to help build this, for the people around her. Because she know, like, a lot of people, again, you sit and you hear them talk about certain stuff, but the lane that I'm in is what I know. So I'm like, if I can do it, I'm going to figure it out. I won't give up. There's my name on it. So y'all name on it also. We gonna figure it out. But Riva, she been stuck with me through.
Yeah, I'm definitely proud. I saw the first time that she did comedy, and I was like, listen, just keep doing you because you're unique. I don't really hear too many people say the things that you say on stage. I thought the stuff that I say on stage was kind of like off, but one of her jokes had got me. I consider that to be like one of my favorite ones from her. I'm not going to say it because you got to come out to the show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and give you some nothing.
I love watching her perform.
She effortless.
And she is out of my same high school. And in fact, when the business partner that I know called me to come up there, I was making sure, like, don't bring me in trying to mess whatever is established up because I don't want to come in that capacity. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, we just need you to come out and do some jokes and this, that. I said, okay, I'll come out. But, let things run the way they need to run because we need the divine feminine face over stuff because it draws more people in. They get more followings. Not saying we can't get followings, but it's, and we constantly hear women telling us, we haven't had the opportunities in comedy. Hope Flood, what's her name that had the Netflix thing? Monique. Yep. She was on Clubhouse saying the men would exclude her from stuff. It's time for the women. So I definitely would like for the divine feminine face to be the face of this. So that's why I like working with Jessica Mote. So,
I'm not gonna lie though. The first time that I was going to go, it was because of David. I saw it on the flyer. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, but I was mad early. I'm talking about. I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go home now. I get off at 5:30. I'll just stay until when they get ready to start. But the start is like when the doors open. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, well, damn, I'm really early and I can't really stay any longer. But I came back and I thoroughly had a good time. I did some time on stage, and I encourage anybody who's a newcomer. Listen, they're giving you a platform to try comedy. But for all of those who are in the city, y'all go to places like what's that beer place that was right down by Live Bar? You go to the open mic that's over there.
Justice Pub.
No, you go to Justice Pub, open mic. You'll go to the one that's in River City that's in that bar that look like it's a basement. You know what I mean? I can't think of the name of that one.
Rain Dogs.
Rain Dogs.
That
You go to
is
Rain Dogs. So there isn't an excuse to at least come out and do comedy here as well. You know what I mean? So and also
the difference is come poker face and
Yep.
join our family.
That's right.
Because that's exactly what atmosphere and environment we create. And when you see those people perform on stage, you will have access to those people performing on stage. We want everyone to come and grow with us.
Right. Enjoy yourself. I mean, it's comedy, and comedy is subjective. So don't come out here with your, like, oh, man, you can't say that and you can't say this. Because if I'm on stage, I'm going to say what I won't say.
Exactly.
There
No
ain't
filter.
nothing you can say to me that's going to ever make me stop saying things that I say.
Come on.
Okay? And I also want to give a shout out. The person who runs the Smoking Word is Jessica Cherry. And I told Jessica that I was going to be...
Another Reigns Viking.
Another Reigns Viking. Keep throwing that out there. I don't know nothing about the schools. I'm sorry.
And another shout out to DD Business Solutions, because without Danielle on the back end, a lot of stuff would not go down. She's literally the person that holds it together for all of us.
Yeah, and we need to see more of DD too.
Yeah.
Well, I think Raul got a
What?
got a little thing for DD.
No, DD, I like people that are nice to people. Like, you can tell their energy is nice. I mean, everybody don't treat you nice. So
That is true.
you feel it. And you be like, ooh, I want to be around this a little more.
Yeah,
it ain't,
nothing you can say
I
to her
did
that she won't
6 months.
figure out.
Yeah, I
like,
did.
she that person.
Leroy, yeah, finish about Jessica Cherry. We chopped you up.
No, I'm just saying. I just wanted to let her know that for all of those, she'll be at Club 2111 on Mondays, where they have Smoking Word. Now, the last time I spoke to Jessica, I said I was going to try to make it out there, but I do podcasts throughout the week as well. I do the FFL podcast on Mondays. So I typically would, if they don't have a show, I'm going to try to make it out there. But so far, every Monday, they've been dedicated. These are a group of young guys who have been doing their podcast faithfully. So I got to work and build them up as well. I think that's kind of like where my avenue is as well. So when I say to all of the comics that will be watching this particular podcast when they go back, that's part of Poker Face, I can also get you established with getting your own podcast up and running and started. So don't think that, I think all of us, I think this is kind of like the right time where everything is kind of melting together, where we have an individual who was in one of the biggest cities in, as far as black people goes, doing work in production and television. And then you have myself, who has like a great knowledge when it comes to live streaming and podcasting. You have David and myself, who does a lot of the comedy here. You got people like Tez Brooks and Antoine and Riva, who've been working this comedy game for a while here in the city. There's no reason for us not to be able to grow as long as we're willing to work behind it. We can make this thing really big.
There's no reason for y'all not to be taking over this thing. That's what I want to see. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't, like, I've never been somewhere, well, I have, I won't say that, but Jacksonville has the potential, to have that one spot that is that incubator for all the comedians, where you can sit and look at the greats from a city and be like, Dave Chappelle and this person and that person, all of them came out of that place. Mm-hmm. And then when you seen them grow and they go and start doing concerts together, or they doing the kings and queens of comedy, they're working on stage together. I want that for this city, because I've also seen a divide with certain comedians, because if they're not coming for you, then you're not getting a check. But if y'all situate something where y'all eating together, then y'all can all eat. It's just got to be that way here, unfortunately, for you to be able to get out of here. It's either y'all going to stand united together, or y'all going to let the outside person tell y'all how to move, and then can restrain you from being able to actually grow beyond here. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've seen. Crab Pot, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I can.
Crabs in the barrel, they'll pull you down. I
kind of agree with that. I think that might be Riva right there at the door. You can come in. We hood around here. So don't sit up there and think that we're not going to be able to say what we want to say.
Oh, no, it's Dee Dee, y'all person Dee. Y'all wanted to see.
What's up, Dee Dee? How you doing?
We're just talking about you, beautiful.
No.
You say, oh, goodness.
Why? There's a lot of things going on?
She's like the welcome.
Yeah, you were. Usually we spoke you up. That's exactly what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Dee Dee. Go ahead and put your headphones on. I'll make sure I check your mic when you're ready. But like I was saying, yeah, there is a lot of crabs in the barrel here. But I feel like if one comic is willing to make it, I've learned with me selling tickets, dealing with another one of comic who's I consider like one of my mentors in comedy, saying that you don't have fans yet. You have supporters, and people who support you are the ones who's coming out to buy your tickets. You know what I mean? But you don't have any fans yet. He said, I don't have fans. I have people that just support me when I put on a show. They want to come out and laugh. They know I'm going to put out a good product. But you had individuals who end up leaving Jacksonville, getting their notoriety, and then don't put nobody really back on their city. And I'm not speaking ill of anybody. All I'm saying is that if I was to make it, why wouldn't I do a show here once every quarter and put comics on that's in my city, so that way we can get more people out there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If one feeding, we all feeding. You know what I mean? So that's my goal here. If I make it big, I can promise you that's my goal, is to be able to say, listen, every single quarter, there's going to be Leroy and friends. And those friends that are going to be on there are going to be comics of my choice from the group that I've worked with that I'm going to put on. And as long as they've been doing their due diligence and they are funny, then they're going to get on stage. And then we can go ahead and put something together like that. And they get notoriety in the city as well. It shouldn't be just one famous comic from Duval making it, and that's just it. You know what I mean? I guess that's just where the culture part comes in.
Yes.
So how do you feel about the culture in the city?
So as far as something that I feel like we are getting to, like we're establishing the who is who with the base of Poker Face. Eventually, we want to have a platform where we don't just have comedians coming out to do just a set. We want to incorporate the improv, the crowd interaction games and different things, similar to platforms such as, Whose Line Is It Anyway, Wildin' Out. I know it was another one back in the day that used to be like the rank session and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the things that we try to incorporate in the mix to also create this well-rounded atmosphere of comedy. Mm-hmm. So when most comedians here are a little squeamish about putting their sets online because it's how they make their initial money, we have this stuff as social media stuff that we can post that will be you on the spot interacting with the crowd, and it's good, filler content, because a lot of comedians here are not good with social media to promote themselves. So I think about stuff like that on the back end of what I can do to make sense of certain stuff. Even with, like, I take my time making flyers for just about every comedian that comes. If you come and you come back, you get a flyer. And that way you can promote yourself. Some of the comedians that came was like, man, the first time I ever seen my face on the flyer as a comedian. It make them proud, and then next time you see them on Poker Face and they get on stage, they kill it because they like, it's just that little piece of confidence. If I can spend my time doing stuff like that, the little stuff that'll help give you something that can help promote you, then I'm gonna do that. But that's also stuff you don't see with other people in the city. Folks think about self. So I just feel like with the culture, I want to see more collaborations. I want to see more comedians just hanging with each other on the flip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's the important side of stuff that everybody, like, doubts or don't think about it needing to be. Work is work. You have kids, you got to raise them. But if this is what you love to do, you're going to have to make time for it. And in making time for it, you also have to network and be social with it. So why not do it and make your comedy brothers and sisters your family, so that situations like this, where somebody's knocking on the door and saying, hey, come in, is normal. Like, we need that environment right now.
That's right. Now, what about you, Dee Dee? I'm going to go ahead and check your mic when you start talking. Give us a little insight about who you are. Now, you right there looking, they see you. You can't turn around.
She lip glossed up.
Dee Dee be like, look, this is why.
Dee Dee said, I handle the behind the scenes stuff.
Danielle Doucet.
Yes, Danielle Doucet is my government. I'm sorry about myself.
I said talking to Mike.
Yeah, we want to know about
mic.
yourself.
I'm checking on your mic, too, at the same time. So go ahead and
You
keep
want
talking.
all the details. Don't leave nothing out.
Well, it was one birthday night for my mother way back in.
I thought she was about to do the whole Dolomite. Way down in the jungle deep.
Oh no, I went back to the night that I was born.
Oh.
Nah, but for real. I'm getting into business management.
Okay.
That's how I got in contact with Brooke, the initial client. She wanted, to jump back out there. And I was like, I can help you do that. And it turned into a comedy show.
Oh, wow.
Voila. Magic.
Literally. And I was like, oh, okay. And now here we are, me and
That's J.
You should go by J Mote.
That's
Look, I have many names:
That's what
Jessica,
we see.
Jess, J Mote, Director
see,
J Mote.
Mote is only for like the privileged few. So I call her Mote, but like y'all can't call her Mote because y'all don't have y'all haven't put the hours into the game to call her Mote. So now that me and Mote are here.
So I don't have the ability. Or privilege.
absolutely.
Everybody
not.
call me Mote.
Absolutely not.
This is a
Well,
Danielle thing.
I'm not gonna.
Danielle's like, no,
Don't
I
act like
hard.
Drea didn't bring this up like 2 weeks ago. I bet. So this is the people who know you think.
I love how
We're
y'all love
selfish.
me. I
It's
love
okay.
y'all too.
It's
Yeah.
all love.
But that's good. I'm glad how you all met. Because it wouldn't be if it wasn't for y'all two, there wouldn't be no poker face comedy right about now. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Dee Dee. I know the first day I met you, you was real cool with me, and then y'all was eating chicken and y'all wouldn't share any, and y'all saw my size, and I'm like, listen, y'all could at least share some of the chicken.
So after this, I'm gonna show you what I used to look like, because this is this is normal now, but this is like a 10-year normal. I'm almost 30, so like the other 2/3 of my life, I did not look like this.
What
so
did you look like?
I was like 200 pounds, at least.
Oh yeah, that you was a thickums.
So
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
yeah.
She's
Yeah,
still
she's a
thick.
thickums.
Y'all ain't see when she walked in. I knew it passed that camera.
I didn't have it on I didn't have it on the camera. I can't really.
It's okay.
Like, I'm not going to comment. It's okay.
I
Y'all
can't
don't have to
comment.
comment.
I
You can't comment. You
yeah.
can't comment. But I
Hi.
can comment.
Hi, Keita. You in the chat? I know you
I
there.
didn't, I
love
didn't
you.
look.
My
Yeah,
dog,
you did.
I didn't know we needed to
She's
look.
single and available.
Man, Leroy, you know I did 6 months senior attention. Man, I don't get down like that, bro.
I'm just messing with you, David. You
I'm
already know
on
that.
about
You on the bout?
right now. I'm on
Okay,
about.
but it sounds like maybe Jay is trying to get D,
Get her hooked up.
Yeah, get her a little
Maybe we can do a
Smelling like
podcast, a dating podcast,
dating podcast. And do some
live at Poker Face Comedy.
Yeah, a little poker face, a little speed date. And I'm great. And I'm a
27.
great
Let me
matchmaker
and
now.
Leroy narrate that thing.
I'm a great matchmaker,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Well, then let's do this then. Okay, before we continue with the interview, what are the qualifications that you are looking for? While we have a certain number of individuals that's in our chat looking, because what are you looking for? Do they need to be a certain height? What's the height? Is it like 5'8"? Because that's average. Or do you?
You want to go first?
Oh, shit, right.
Because I'll go ahead and throw mine in there. I'm new
Yeah.
to Jacksonville.
Yeah. So 5'8" is the average, but I'm assuming that's too short. Is 5'8" too short?
I understand it being average. However, I mean, if every woman's set up for average, then I mean every man will be taken.
No, not necessarily. Most women want the above average, so all of the above.
Hence why
average.
I said if every woman settled for average.
Okay, so are you going to settle for
Hell
average?
no.
So 5'8" is not. You still haven't given me your height requirements yet.
I don't think she knows her height requirements. Is it?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
You 5'4". Okay, 5'8" is good. He's taller than you. You can deal with 5'8".
See, that's the thing is, why would I want to deal with something? A man doesn't want to deal with a woman, so why would I want to deal with
Well,
any
they'll
part
deal
of a
with
man?
they'll deal with 5'8". They'll deal with
Look
5'4".
now, I've seen some 5'8", you know. No,
Okay,
that
yeah.
height
What
didn't
sound
mean
was
Why?
anything.
Yeah, you had to growl
That
that out.
growl was that what he was He was a
Shit.
man.
Please
Shit, the
don't
ground.
growl at me. I've had
It
a
didn't
man
matter
growl
how short
before.
he
It
was.
weird.
He was a man, and he acted as such.
5'8".
Nothing about him was a little boy status whatsoever. So you have to appreciate that sometimes what you're looking for
Yes.
comes in those unexpected
Preach on it,
packages. So I
sister.
say I am attracted to what I am attracted to.
Hey,
Yes.
God.
And everything that like me, I might not like it, but that don't mean I won't give you a chance just because of a little 2 inches.
Wait a
Them
minute.
2 inches might stretch them pockets.
Hello.
2 inches might stretch your knowledge. You know,
Shaba. You heard that?
You know, you know.
You take
Yeah,
you,
women-
You writing this down, Didi?
Absolutely not. I hear her. I can understand where she's coming from. I'm not going to say that she's wrong in any way, shape, form, or fashion. She's definitely correct. And just because I want 2 extra, or not even 2, I want like extra inches on the height, does not mean I'm subtracting inches from pockets and or intelligence. I just want it all. I'm so confused. Like,
No. So there's no
There's not
compromise
a-
at all.
oh, whoa. I didn't say that. I didn't say that because perfection does not exist anywhere.
Okay, so your top 5 requirements.
Oh my God, that's so limiting.
Yes, it is. Most of the time, it has to be. And you got to realize what I'm doing to you right now is what I'm going to be doing out on the street.
Yes.
When
Oh,
Signal
cool.
27 goes out on the street and we ask these questions in the city of Duval. So,
Oh, really?
These are the preliminary questions. So, D, what is your top 5?
So I feel like stability will be number 1 because I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how or I feel like if you have money in your pockets, you should be stable. But that's not always equal stability.
Facts.
So I need you to be stable, like physically, mentally, emotionally. Like have your shit together before you come approach. That's like first and foremost.
Okay, stability.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never like put an order to this before.
It doesn't have to be the top 5 in the order. Just what
okay.
are your top 5?
I mean, that's still a
Stability.
This is why she handles everything on the back end. So
I know, right? This is taking a long time. I don't think nobody has ever asked you these
she a
questions
Libra?
before.
absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
But I am an air sign, so you still picked up on that though. I'll take that. Well, I'm just careful about my wording because I can't take any of this back.
they be like, man, I seen you on there. You said you ain't like 55'8".
Oh,
so
Lord.
It might be Aquarius. It might be Aquarius.
Wrong air sign, but last one.
I don't want to guess no more. I just want to.
It's literally the only one left.
I
What
don't
do you
know
mean?
all the air signs.
It's only
like,
3.
I don't know them in that order. Like I don't know the air, land, water, fire.
Libra and Aquarius.
Huh? Yeah. I know it's in the ballpark, but because you have energy and excitement and you talk that's different from those 2 signs. They're not as vocal, and they don't come right out the gate like that. But see, you didn't got relaxed, so you like, you know what I'm saying? So. I got Google, so if you want to tell me.
Yeah, go ahead and ask Google.
You're not going to make me work that hard.
I know that's right. Yo, so stability.
We'll say that's like housing stability, like you got like your shit together, you know what I'm saying? Not saying you necessarily have to like have your own because hell, times is tough right now. So you know what I'm saying? Just be stable in your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here fucking up.
I'm playing.
Yeah.
No wonder I didn't get the other air sign. Gemini.
Gemini. I told you.
You a Gemini?
Yeah,
am.
man. You better be ready
Okay.
for some game. Parker
Yes.
Brothers.
Yeah, she got 2 sides.
No.
I am definitely
My brother's a
multifaceted,
Gemini.
so-
And my mom.
Play Monopoly.
I get stuck with them. I attract Geminis like
I'm so sorry. The men are
bug
assholes.
zappers.
See?
I'm a female.
But the women are cool.
No, we assholes too, but it's like a different level of like assholeness.
I can
That
handle it
exists
because I don't
between
like
us.
guessing with people. I prefer you to be yourself.
Be-
And
I'm gonna
let
Geminis
you know.
tend to do that.
So we got
around
a question that was in the chat that was posed by
God.
David L. Blackman III.
me. Oh Lord,
third.
juice.
David L. Blackman
That's
Wait,
juice.
asked-
wait, can I get in the chat? Wait,
That's
what's the
juice.
Yeah,
chat?
just go on Facebook
Just go
I
on
Live.
tagged
Facebook
you
Live.
in it.
Okay.
And typically, since the studio is still in it's coming up, this monitor here would have been where you all saw the chat at, but it's not on.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
So,
You wanna come do mine in my house?
if you want me to, that's right.
Yeah, he said everything. Good.
But,
You got to drop your volume when you go on the live.
Mo,
Yeah.
no, you did not.
Yeah. So ask them if they know what shrimping is.
Why well,
Wait,
let me
like
know.
in Jacksonville?
No,
Because I'm talking about like you going to St. John's and you throwing like
gonna-
some
Juice.
shrimping nets down. What the fuck you talking
Juice,
about?
go to bed.
I'm going to
What
need
it
for you
What's
all.
shrimping?
Tell us,
Juice is
Juice.
one of my close friends, childhood friends. We grew up together, and he likes to ask unconventional questions. I want him to come to Poker Face Comedy Stage, but he's hard headed.
Come on out, Black.
But shrimping, I don't want to say that.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do it off.
That
air.
is so disgusting.
It
like
is.
it's really like X-rated. Like y'all really want me to tell
Yeah,
y'all what it
yeah.
is because
That-
he just informed us of what it was at a friend's house, and everybody was like,
You know what?
When
I
you-
do
with
remember.
the straw?
Oh no!
I don't think that I should. He would put people on the spot to
That's
explain.
an after conversation.
Let's just
exactly.
say that something goes into a body part from another person, and that same person slurps it out with a straw. It's always juice. They comment in the comments. Thank y'all. Thank you, Portia. You know.
David, I want to
Jesus.
thank you for turning the show.
Into
Yeah, 'cause
X-rated.
You
Right.
how you blaming me?
No,
Right.
David,
not you.
No, David Blackman.
This
not
Black.
David.
Oh yeah.
You got the same name. I got to be careful.
I know, right? I want to thank you for turning the show because this is
Dude, I
this
got
that's
this
disgusting.
visual in my mind.
Right.
Somebody.
And then it said it's his self that he's slurping out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
You's a nasty. focus. Thank you. Gonna sit up there and have me ask them some question like that in the community show.
Sex on jokes. Maybe that's
Right.
a new show.
Sex on jokes. Ooh, I like
Right.
it. We gonna do X-rated jokes and
Right, living moist. Is that Moet?
yeah, that's Vic Damone.
Okay, yeah, that did take a left turn. Let's get back on. Let's get back. Yeah, throw up in my mouth a little bit, you know. So, with that being said, I know that Riva is hosting the shows. We have shows that happen on Wednesdays, and then we have also the Saturday shows. For any of the individuals that are watching who might be thinking about becoming comics, when do you have your workshop classes?
So, because drum roll,
please.
we have had a situation arise where we decided to go back to all Wednesdays per popular demand. Everyone wants Wednesday nights. So now that we are back on all Wednesdays, we have availability for us to do workshops every other day. So we are going to drop that schedule based on doing workshops with outside folks, because right now we had been only, getting the comedians that had been coming and getting them invested in doing the workshops as of recent, where we would just have them like Wednesdays on our off days when we had them. But now we have every Wednesday again. So just look out on our Poker Face Comedy Instagram, or my Instagram for that matter is Poker Face Comedy Live or Director J Mote. And you will see when we are holding workshops with yours truly in the room. As a matter of fact,
That's right.
David Emmanuel and Leroy will be there. They are amazing and are amazing with talking through your jokes. I bring an element of storytelling because of my background and my passion for content creating and writing. So I can help you structure those stories while they can make sure they help you also structure those stories and hit those punchlines. Riva K will be involved. Got Danielle here, Duce. Also, we have a couple of folks that are just random with writing that'll be involved as well. So once we get it cranking, you all will know. We'll make sure it's open to the public. And more than likely, it'll be at Live Bar. But again, for those details, follow me at Director J-Mo.
Hello.
Or at Poker Face Comedy Live.
Oh, shame.
Right. I might have to get you to do one of the voiceovers for my
Right,
opening.
you saw
Whatever
that.
you need, I can do
Yeah.
it for you. I have it.
Welcome to the Signal 27 show.
Welcome to the Signal 27 show.
Oh, I'm gonna have to clip that.
Need a Raul promo.
I'm gonna have to clip that. We're gonna have to clip it. So,
Oh, I got you.
yo. So now that we have the culture and how we're going to try to attack the culture, we have the location, we have the comics. Now we just have to have the drive. How do you feel about having comics assist with making sure that we have sold out shows and things like that? I know that recently we have these loyalty cards that we've been passing out to help individuals understand and know that we are here. But then now we have to be, because Live Bar provides you with good food and good drink while you're there. And then you get good content and quality shows while you're there. How is it that we can help try to change the minds of individuals in Jacksonville to know that comedy is something that's good that they want to partake of?
Well, I know that it's a Wednesday night and everyone is always, we have work tomorrow, this, that, and the other. We have discussed with the club also starting a little bit earlier so that we can catch that after work crowd. Like you said, they have great food. Mm-hmm. We will have certain Wednesdays live music from the band Pressure. If everyone likes Pressure, loves Pressure like I love Pressure, then that's where you'll be able to find them on Wednesdays, and we'll advertise when they're there. We just want the environment to be something where it feels like you going with, like, what's that show on Moesha, the club on Moesha and Dale's.
Yeah.
We want that, and we want the environment to feel like you going somewhere that you gonna find all your friends and you just gonna have a good time. Even with how the comedians are in the mix of the crowd and such, like you can come in and literally have a conversation with David, with Leroy, with myself, with Dee Dee, and we want to create that environment so that people won't feel like they're coming to a show or coming to something that's a club night. You can come wearing your sweats or you can come dressed up. We've had everybody come in there any kind of way, and everybody has been welcome at any point in time during the evening or night. So I don't know if I answered your question, but
No, it makes sense because I feel individuals, and I guess it's okay to share. I was on a show with Brother Man from the Fifth Flow, right? So I was on a show with him, and I was selling tickets, right? But during that same weekend, Martin Lawrence was coming into town, right? So the young lady who I was like, listen, I'm on a show with the Brother Man from the Martin show. She assumed that I was on the show with Martin, and she thought she was going to get discounted tickets. When I told her that, she was quick to say no. She wanted to see Martin. And I was like, okay, you want to see Martin, but you can come see a comic that's in your city that you typically don't even come out to support that. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what's the deal? I feel like the people, and I don't want to say people all over, the quality of the culture that's for comedy, people don't want to come out and just enjoy themselves in the midst of comedy. They'll rather spend their money with people who's going to take their money and leave the city with it instead of trying to build up something that they can also be a part of. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel like the downside is. Now, I'm all for changing the culture. So I'm willing to put in that work. I'm just wanting all comics in the city of Jacksonville to let's go ahead and jump on board. Stop with them small rooms and it's a room full of comics with other comics. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the worst place to be when you're trying to do comedy in front of other comics, trying to make them laugh. We are fickle in the mind. We are all messed up in the brain. How you think we come up with these funny ass jokes? You know what I'm saying? Because we all screwed up, but then trying to do jokes in front of just comics is kind of rough and hard. You know what I mean? So.
I feel like a lot of people are burnt out in Jacksonville because of the professionalism on the back end, and that's to be honest. People pay money to come see shows that aren't shows. And people also pay money to go somewhere and it's not a controlled environment, put it that way. And so when you've had certain places here, such as Live Bar, we've all heard that, you know, bad stuff has happened or jits go there, young people go there, this, that, and the other. They've rebranded so much, and the environment in Live Bar is so inviting and chill that when people come and they finally see, or especially when they come on Wednesdays, and they see the types of people that are there and how people just are, in general, you know, like generally having a good time, they return because they have this bad, you know, taste in their mind like, oh, it's gonna automatically just be whatever. So it's like, I know in the beginning we were like doing shows and we would have like a featured artist perform at the end and we were charging ridiculous amounts like, oh, we're gonna charge $20, $30, $40, $50 for this, that, and so you have this seat and that seat. But then we hadn't really gotten the show aspect established yet. It was like we were giving the audience an open mic, but it was still not, you know what I'm saying, all the way together to where I felt like we were giving them their money's worth.
Right.
That will easily turn people off here. So we scaled back and we said, oh, we're gonna charge $10 here sometimes when we have set shows, and then we're gonna do free days where everybody can get in free, and we'll figure it out on the other end. But the point is to get people there. So when we do have those free days, come and we're gonna give you the same show. If not, we're gonna give you a great show like you paid for it. And then the days that you pay for it, we're gonna make sure you are doing the best that we can on the back end to make sure you're getting what you pay for. So it just takes people knowing that things are changing in the city. Stuff is not the same.
Facts.
And you have to give places a chance. So, you know, I feel like the comedians, they promote hard, but they can only do so much. As you know, the owners of Poker Face Comedy, LLC, we do our best to promote. We're about to get into the radio stuff and all of that, but we can only do so much. It has to be you, the viewers, and the people of the city that want to see Jacksonville get put on the map for something else. Poker Face Comedy could be very well the thing that a young kid at school see and be like, man, I want to try that out and be a comedian versus picking up a gun.
Facts.
That's right.
Same thing with the workshops that I'll be doing soon. I now work with Lit TV Network, and they want to bring the film culture to Jacksonville. They want to get people invested in doing that because these kids doing it anyway with these phones.
Exactly.
They are.
So that's the same direction I want to go with Poker Face Comedies eventually. Make it be a show that is filmed in a part of Jacksonville so that we can have these things that our youth can look at and say, dang, like, such and such, David, man, he killed such and such. You seen him online, man. I could do that. I could do that. We have grown people that come to Poker Face that's like seeing some of the other comedians try for the first time, and it's making them be like, man, maybe I could get up there and do that. That's all that I want for the city, but we gotta want it for each other, and it takes investing in the people around you, especially when people are trying to give you something great, give you a great product. So yeah, you might go and spend a little money, but pick and choose right. Know what platforms you're investing in, and know who you supporting, and it'll just make you want to come out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Anything else?
So, David, before we go, is there any questions you have for the young ladies that are on the panel today?
Basically, I'm just listening. And, somebody in the chat already said this is the quietest I've been, but they haven't been here for all the time people wore shirts saying Dave STUF up.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
want you to be
on a
quiet?
podcast where I'm supposed to talk. That's the purpose of a podcast with microphone.
Yeah, STF.
And they
Because you haven't really said much, but I was just like, hey, this is normal.
Well, I did interrogate you and find your sign out as well as
A
Jessica.
little bit.
I did good detective work, so people will know your spiritual
did
energy.
get air. You definitely
So,
had the air sign, so I'll give you that.
I'm here totally on purpose and tactfully. See, and it's time for these melanated goddesses to shine. So I don't want to get in the way of their energy. You see me already. I'm the brightest in here. So I'm just like, I think y'all should be proud of me being quiet. Plus these 100 push-ups I got to do per day. I did 75. He didn't tell me that I was supposed to
Why
video
you
it.
just
So now I got to start back open. And
It's
my
only gonna
whole
benefit
chest
you.
swollen as well as my arm. Y'all don't know my pain.
I'm only
Why
going
y'all...
to do the 3,000?
3,100 for the month.
3,000 because I just found out about this today. Today's over.
You
So
found
I'll
about it
start
today
on the
too?
second.
The day is not over.
I
At
found out.
midnight
To do
it is over.
100? I'm not going home anytime soon to do push-ups.
Listen, 33, 33, 33. Look at the magic of the number 3. You know the horoscopes. Do you know the numerology?
Yes, I understand
and so
that.
do 34 on the last one. Like,
Sir, you're missing the point of when and
Do it
where
go
am
ahead.
I doing these push-ups.
I just did them on the floor right here.
That's one set, though. I have to do 2 other sets.
We're doing a lot of sets.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
We're doing
right
girl
now.
push-ups.
I'm glad you're there with me, though. I'm glad you
You
see.
know
what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Somebody that love it.
Listen.
You said we was family.
Listen,
All y'all said
man,
y'all
I
we was
touched
family, but
next
y'all not
year.
doing what I'm doing,
Fuck
though.
out of here, bro.
Okay.
Summertime 5.
Hey, wait,
Fuck
what's
outta
that?
here.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I'm
What's that
going to run
noise?
in the morning, everything.
Okay, no, it was a buzzing noise.
Yeah.
One of
What
y'all
is
might
your
have
phone?
kicked there.
My phone.
No. I thought
Yeah, one thing about family is making sure everyone is healthy. We know on the Signal 27 show I do health hacks. Hack 'em. So I take everything serious. You feel me? So I want to look out for my family members. Most certainly you can.
I like health hacks.
I'm not going to be the one to tell you no.
Hell
So
I'm gonna find the alternates to all these exercises.
Listen.
yeah.
While y'all doing that, I'm gonna do one of
Exercises.
these.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting back in the game. My brother Leroy going to have to join me too.
It's
So,
already
you know,
too late, bro. I'm already
What you mean it's too
mentally.
late?
No, I'm talking about as far as me joining. I've already did my detox, bro. So I'm staying away from starches. I've already done
You
that.
did your
Changed
100
my-
push-ups?
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Why not?
I'm not doing that because I feel like it's too late. I'm just gonna go start.
What do you mean it's too late?
going
You
to the
said
gym.
3,100. What number you said?
I said 3,000.
Yeah, 3,000. Andre
Yeah.
3,000.
Come on, man. Meet me in the middle.
Come on, Didi.
No.
Get him.
He said no.
You
So
like, come on,
smooth.
please.
God damn.
No.
Come back
I'm
to
not
the
gonna do
side.
that.
Oh, wait, can I
I'm gonna go
press?
to the.
Look,
You've
I
been
asked the
doing it
same question.
already.
Yeah, they said-
Okay, okay.
It's
I think they would have
It's
shut us
community
down
show.
if we
I think
could.
women can do what they
Yeah.
want to. You
Here's
know?
the thing.
Oh,
Typically,
really? Well,
yeah. But,
all
you
you
know what I'm saying?
eligible back and stuff. My number is.
Go,
Let me
'cause
stop
I-
playing. If you need me to shoot something now,
No, but
And
that's
we'll
what-
pay her.
yes.
But that's what I was going to ask you next. How can they get in contact with you? What's your social media? How can they reach out to both of you if they want to get on a show, get on anything you got going on? What's your social information?
Well, again, I also put it in chat for anyone that can't, catch what I'm saying. My Instagram is @director JMOTE, which is J Mote. That is my nickname, which is short for Jessica Mote, which is my Facebook page, Jessica Mote. And if you are interested in Poker Face Comedy or keeping up with Poker Face Comedy, @Poker Face Comedy Live on Instagram is our Instagram, and Poker Face Comedy Live is also our Facebook. We're on Eventbrite. We will soon have a website up for anyone that is interested in seeing a little bit of clips and content that we come up with so far. Also, if you want to follow @Riva K Comedy, she is the host of the show. She's tagged in a lot of the stuff on Poker Face Comedy's page, so make sure you follow her as well. As our other comedians, they're also tagged.
Hello, Didi. You don't want to be
So
stalked
pretty, Dee.
for all of those stability guys out there.
Absolutely not. I am not.
My sister
putting this
commented
out.
my Instagram.
Yeah.
I love you.
6'2", stable. 6'2". What is it? Light skin or dark skin?
Ooh, dark skin. Please stop.
Okay. Asian?
Sorry, no offense.
None taken. None taken.
Damn. David.
Everybody forgot you sit across
Yeah.
the table for a second. It was like,
Yeah.
Dark skin.
no.
I don't want a milkman, baby.
She say that, but she says that, but it's gonna be a light skinned man.
Yeah,
She
it gotta
put out
be-
for feet.
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I
it's the
attract
right
them at the
man.
I
It's the
attract them
right
at the
man.
Wuhan. Like it's ridiculous how like they just flock to me like a moth to a light, and I'm just like, well, where's the chocolate though? And they were
Yeah,
like,
they ain't looking for chocolate. Shoot.
no, I'm looking for a light skinned bitch, but it's okay though.
Whoop.
Okay. I'll chuck them, and I know they be at the light skins. But
That
it's
means somebody
okay.
did something to her that was
I
light
know that
skinned.
was
That was
light-skinned.
harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they-
was harsh.
So go,
Serious? That was harsh. I thought that was reality.
so let the dark skinned brother out there know how they can get in
child.
contact with you.
My social is LA dot pretty.
Long ass.
I know. LA dot
That pretty. What?
pretty
_1.
_1. Is that
She's
pretty
the
with an
pretty
I
one.
or
Now put
pretty
it
with
in
a
the
Y?
chat.
Pretty Dee.
Cause that thing long.
It's not even
Is that pretty with an I or pretty with a Y?
with a Y. I was
Okay.
like, where's the I come in at? But,
You know
LA.
that's ratch pretty.
That's LA dot pretty _1.
what is me though?
It's Spanish for the pretty one.
La
All right?
pretty one.
La pretty one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured
Should've said
people
like
wouldn't
pretty uno.
understand. Well, but then pretty was the only English word, and I tried to put it all in Spanish, but then I didn't like the way it looked, and I also felt like people understand what it was saying. So I was like, most people know
You would have
law
been
is
attracting your
Spanish
Latin
for this
love. That's what would have happened.
Ian
Ian
said,
said,
don't be blocking your blessing.
Blocking your blessing. He said, let God have his way,
Let
okay?
him have his way.
I don't fucking know all y'all.
Yo, so I want to thank y'all for tuning in to In the Community with Jessica Mote and Didi, who's speaking on the Poker Face Comedy. David, before we go, is there anything you want to plug you got going on?
Hey, December 10th, Ugly Sweater comedy show with Jarrell. And my music streaming on all platforms. I am a conscious hip hop artist. Just type in RAUOB, streaming on all platforms. Yeah, I don't know why she laughed at my music.
No, it
But,
wasn't.
no, I know it wasn't, but still, during that time.
It's like right when you serious, talking about I do music in the background.
I know,
Just
right?
make it bad.
Yeah, I will be making a conscious twerk version song I got coming in the works.
Oh, can I feature?
So,
Can I be featured?
most certainly you can.
No. What is a conscious
What's- yeah,
twerk
what
song?
is
Conscious
That
twerk?
sounds like the biggest oxymoron I've ever heard.
Drop it.
I don't know. I just
Bring
thought
it
of that
back.
in the moment, so
I
you
can
gotta
see
let
that.
me
Drop
the
it
details
for
out.
raw. Drop it for raw.
Hey.
Drop it for raw.
Uh-huh.
For the God. Shake it for the
And,
God.
and after the show, I will let y'all listen to an unreleased one that I have made. I think y'all will see where I'm going with it.
To the trap house.
I like it.
All right, David, I want to thank you for giving us your plug. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast. But this week, we are in the community. I want to go ahead and let everybody know that on December 14th, I will be at the Comedy Zone. So me and David supposed to be there, but David, you number 3 and I'm number 5.
I'm on the list.
Whoa.
I'm on the list.
Well, thank you, brother.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know, dog. You know what happened when both of us was on there.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody after us getting no more laughs. The
No
people was
more
walking out. So if you
What
have
did y'all
to,
do?
oh, we shut
it
that
down.
bitch down. You can't sit up there. Don't put me on the stage and I ain't one of the ones that's near the end, boy.
I know that's right.
It's gonna be hard for you to follow.
And
behind
I'm number
me, Jack.
3. Ooh, that nigga's going to be through the roof. They must be bold.
Yeah, they real bold.
You
know
never
what
want
I'm
to put me in 3 again.
Hello.
Okay, come on.
So,
Well, if you also want to see these two shut it down, Poker Face Comedy on
Poker Face
Wednesday
Comedy,
night.
that's
Definitely
correct.
on Wednesday
And
night.
Live Bar.
At Live
Live
Bar.
Bar. What's the address for Live Bar?
331 East
East
Bay
Bay
Street. It is downtown. That big opening where the river is next to the jail they're about to tear down. A bit
Yep.
Hard Rock. Hint, hint.
Yep, they about to
So-
do that. Yep, they about to do
Come
that.
on and get in the mix before it's too hard to get in. I promise
Exactly.
you it will be eventually. 'Cause
Hello.
greatness is behind everything we do.
That's
so,
right.
You know.
Oh, you already ready for the you need a radio show is what you need.
I had
certainly.
one. That's a little
That's
fun
right.
fact. I started in radio
Okay.
out of Daytona Beach.
Signal 27
Oh,
after
so-
dark.
So I'm gonna have to have to give you help me get this particular show on the radio. See how we can
Let's go.
talk about
certainly.
that. I
Let's
would love
go.
to have that happen.
See,
you
y'all
know?
trying to make my dreams come true. At first,
Yeah.
You helping our dreams come
Right.
true.
You gotta think about it.
We
It's
both
all-
on the Astor Rims working together.
No, but it all comes full circle, right? I mean,
Definitely.
what when you look at the Steve Harvey Morning Show, they always advertise what they got going on in front of all of their audience, and they all do it for free. That's free advertising. They got one of the best morning shows on the radio. So why not advertise your shows? What's the name? Do it all the time. Junior and Tommy, they always advertise their shows what's going on. Why wouldn't we be able to do that? Have a Signal 27 evening show, and then that evening show when we had all of the people listening, then we advertise for Poker Face Comedy. That's free advertisement right there.
Come on,
You know
come
what I mean?
on.
So you got to think
well,
about
if this
the
is your
positive.
way of asking me, if I want
We
to come.
accept.
I knew TD Jakes Jr. was going to do something for us.
I'm down.
Not T.D. Jakes Jr.
I'm looking at you.
He's
Nah, bro.
Translinda.
Bro.
I thought that was just Ian.
Yes, Translinda Caramel brother.
How did TD Jakes do it?
Whoa, that was not shade. This is his own joke.
Yes,
Stop it.
that he's
Okay.
Translinda.
I was listening.
All right.
I paid attention.
Yeah, we listen to all y'all said.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
I don't normally pay attention. I was just,
I do.
I'm running around.
Yeah, she do be running around. I was like, well, she all over the place. All right, y'all. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast. But this week we are in the community. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like, comment, and share. It's free to do. You can always go back and watch this show on iTunes, Google. I'm sorry. You can always go back and watch this show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. This show will also be uploaded to your favorite podcasting platform, which consists of iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. And just remember, we are Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast.
And Apple.
And I did say Apple.
Okay.
Yeah. See, mess
Everything.
around.
I'm making
We
sure
on
you
everything.
say Apple, though.
Right.
Google us.
Oh, iTunes.
iTunes, right.
Okay.
Yeah. We everywhere live. Thank you for tuning in to Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast. Blah, blah. I ate that shit up. Because David messed me up, man. Y'all know I've been struggling with
with the
this.
speech impediment.
Because I was over here nanning the boo on the other side of the
No,
TV.
I needed to hear Apple.
I said iTunes, bro, and you mess around and messed up my tongue. You know I got this thing all messed. Shit.
You still messed
All right.
up.
Here we go. Let me do this again.
Thank you, sister. Love you.
Ooh. You can find us on your favorite podcasting platform that consists of iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. We are Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast. We are Signal 27. Thank you all for tuning in and see y'all next time.
27.
Oh, I like that.
Right,
Wow.
that was sexy. I was like, ooh.